Hello, this is your disabled combat veteran after 9/11. Michael Commiso and my battle buddies online. Well, as time goes by in my life as Commiso in the world online, it's like, well, I feel like being Michael Commiso is like, oh, I feel that, well, maybe, I don't know how to say every word in a joke in the right way, or I feel that speech impediment child from New Jersey, like me, I will feel that people should understand Michael Commiso online by now. You know, where I have, well, when I try to figure out what people are thinking about when they see Michael Commiso online, and I'm like, well, every single word that I say online, everybody's like, going to say, I don't know. I can't read people's mind. So when I use the internet, everybody is like, I don't understand the internet, not just because I was in special education class and speech impediment. And I know everybody's like, we already know that, Commiso. You said it already in your YouTube channel. But in the world I live in, people are like, are you trying to, pour Commiso back home as a veteran that had a speech impediment or had speech impediment? I feel like I really don't know how to say all the words in the dictionary. So, I'm just trying to be Michael Commiso online. Everybody's like, we know how, as people, to communicate with each other on the internet over the years. But I'm 40 years old now, and I'm like, so far, does everybody want each other to view each other online negatively in the rest of our lives on planet Earth or something? Like, I feel I learned something from school, from my teachers when I went. They taught me something, my teachers, when I was in school. And each teacher got a different subject to teach about. But I feel like every teacher was teaching the same subject in school, even though they was teaching a different subject in school. It's like, I'm going to school for a reason. This is the United States of America. And when you go to school in America, it means something. So over the years when, I don't know, because everybody always taking each other the wrong way, I feel like on purpose. Because I don't think it should be that hard to get along with each other on the internet by now. Because obviously everybody's got a heart in the world. People do care about each other somehow in the world. Because people do have feelings on the internet and everything. But I don't know if it's some kind of matrix going on. And in the matrix, people don't care about your feelings on the internet. In the matrix that's going. That's why, but I'm a person online. And I feel like I am using the internet in the right way. As to, let's go. When was the first time in your life you was taught about the internet? Well, as an American child in American schools back in the day, as Commiso, I felt like I learned about internet in school as a kid because the internet was a tool. I felt like maybe the internet is some type of still education tool in schools and everything. So I learned on the internet to do research. They taught you what internet was. You go on the internet to do research in school, to do a book report, a term paper, or essay. And I don't know what they call it in college, but I think they try to educate you in school. I feel like that was the main purpose. They want to teach you stuff in school. So I felt like I got along with the teachers in school because I understood what the teachers was there for when I went to school. So I really didn't have any issues with any teachers, all the teachers that I apologize if I had all my yearbooks that maybe I would have recognized all the teachers that I had in school. So, I didn't feel like, well, I always try to do my own thing and not as the internet. It's a research. You go look up books. So that's what the internet was taught to me as an American kid in the 90s. I guess there was the internet been around since the 90s on the internet. So I don't know if there's some kind of messed up matrix like Michael Commiso online back home from work, but I feel like, wow, if people have been talking about each other since the 90s on the internet, that means when I was in Fisher School, they had internet back in the day in history online. Back in the day on the internet, there was an internet on the internet back on the internet time in the 90s. So in Fisher School as a kid, then I feel like, I really don't think they really taught you this. I knew there was computers in school before then too, but I don't really recognize or remember them. Basically, the teachers operated the internet when he was really, really a child. But when he was a child, kid, and a teenagers and adults, something like that. I felt like every school that I went to, I was a human being in every classroom as an American hero on the internet. So, I don't know if everybody's asking questions for me. I really did. I like reading books But since I have trouble speaking the words in the books, I'm distracted from I don't want to read all the books. I apologize to the world if that's the whole purpose. You got to read every single book in the world. That'd be super hard to read I felt like that was drained me trying to pronounce all the words in every book to read. So, but people asking me questions saying, what's the internet for? What's the internet for? But when I was a kid in school, the teachers taught me that the computer, the internet is for school to do research. That's what I felt like the internet was back in the day, in the past, online, on the internet still. But things over time changed. The internet was more, I don't know. So I felt like search engines. Search. Let's see what, I have my little dictionary here. Search. If we get this a little dictionary, I like these things. My parents, I felt like my parents on Christmas gave me a little one. Somehow, I think that they make it smaller than this one, but this pretty small. And you look up, see, when you was in first grade, they taught you about ABCs. So in the dictionary, every word is alphabetical order. So you just gotta look for S. If I had this on every test, then I would have got good. I wrote a better, whatever they wanted me to do, the written part of the test. So let's see what search means. I went too far. Every letter in the dictionary, they even alphabet the letters in the word. So, let's see what's going on in this dictionary today. On the Magical School Bus Dictionary. It's gonna, when you open to the page, all the birds gonna fly from the bird cage. Reading rainbow. Reading rainbow. Reading rainbow. Reading rainbow. Like search. For years, since the beginning of the internet time, they have search engines. And the meaning of search is look through. Look through means a search. Seek. It's like seek out. Find answers. The internet, you gotta find answers. You ever saw them sci-fi movies? And the internet is so high-tech in the future that you can answer a robot about any question or something. Then it says, below search, it has search engine. So it says search engine. Computer software used to search for specific information on the World Wide Web. I guess, should I read it again? I have a speech impediment. Search engine. Computer software used to search for specific information on the World Wide Web. So, what's the purpose of the internet? It's to search. To seek out. Find more information, because back in the day, the computer internet was a tool to teach in classrooms in school. So what do you expect me to do? Right? To search. Everybody goes on there, but apparently since the 90s internet, there's core sites on the internet. I feel like, well, majority of the world uh, has some kind of system of understanding the internet where the cool parties are on the internet to go to online. As to that, the internet was just a research. But then over time, people got their own internet. Man, that means that the teachers in school taught that internet is a really cool thing to do, and it's not gonna make you look bad or corny at the party because you use the internet. That's what the teachers taught us in school. And now everybody's got their own laptop when they go to the colleges nowadays, and you go online and you do your research to whatever subject you're learning in college. So now everybody wants to make their own YouTube video, make their own video on the internet. So I feel like compared to the internet to the 90s, so now the internet should be more, I feel like, improved. You can do more schoolwork online nowadays too. You could do a lot of cool things on the internet as to people get recognized online doing their talent and get picked up on American Idol or American Got Talent or The Voice or American Idol or whatever show. Whatever show they have in the generation of this time. So I don't know to understand the question. They're asking me what the internet is. Do you want the truth about the internet? Is that what you're asking me? Oh, the truth is we don't have to be mean to each other because technically not everybody get into colleges. You have to have a clean record when you go to college. You have some kind of, you gotta, you can't be a bad boy in school. Even though they got rap music and rock and roll and saying you be a bad boy in school, you really don't, it's called music, you know. You really don't have to be a bad boy in school because you listen to rap songs today. I don't think that's the meaning of rap. You know, I understand that I'm a white boy and what in rights of a white boy that talks about rap and everything, but I'll just say, I think rap is more than you all look at rap. That's why you know, I didn't know when I was a kid who was the cool rapper back in the day was. I just listened. You listen to the radio. You listen to what the other kids are listening to in school. They have the number one song that plays on the radio or whatever. But I feel like I try to search different music because the sounds different from, this sounds like every music sounds the same. But even though it's not a rap song, it still sounds like a rap song. So when you rap about something, it's called music. You don't actually act on the music because it's called rap. This rapper is trying to say, you can have a better life than being a bad boy in school as a rap. I would be further in life if in rap or in life in general, or my life sucks as a rapper. But yeah, I just thought about it. Seems like every rapper, the more of a hard life, of not life, of you having life, the better rap song you can sing about. That's what I feel like I learned about. Listen, the harder life you have in your life, the more you can rap about it in the music. So, but I don't think that's the meaning of rap. He was trying to tell you there's better ways of living it than a hard knock life as a bad boy in school. So technically, if you think about it, if everybody listened to rap, everybody want to go to school some more to learn. So they don't want to have a hard life being a rapper on the street. But that's not the meaning of rap. That somewhere between, I said, to the hip, to the hop, to the hippie, to hip, don't stop, in the Sugar Hill Gang. So now it's like, shit, everybody just beating each other up and rapping. There's rap music coming on, now they're all going to fight in the club because rap music came on. It's not my song, it's not my song. Her rapper's that, who's this rapper? It's not my song. You better turn that up, you better turn that up, you better turn it down. And I'm like, wow, I'm not going to this club no more because they don't know how to get down like they did in the 70s with rap. When the Sugar Hill, everybody was dancing in the club when the Sugar Hill Gang came on, when the music and the hip hop, it don't stop. Now, when you go to the club, everybody's like, don't turn it up so loud when the rap music comes on. You can turn it up when techno comes on. No one cares about techno or disco or rock. When you put rap on, turn it down. Make sure they can't hear who's rapping. They're all drunk right now. Oh, it's called hip hop for a reason. It's called, I didn't go to college or school to learn notes and stuff, but I took chorus for a while, like a year or so. I said, okay. I was a kid that said, okay, I take this class. I try to sing. Because sometimes I listen to music. And I was like, it'd be cool to make music one day. So I took a chorus class. And I didn't feel like I had it. Yeah, I apologize if I had a speech impediment. And apparently, when you're up there, you get nervous. So luckily, when you're in the chorus, though, the benefits of being in the chorus is if you forget the song, you can look around and say what everybody else is singing in the chorus. So, I don't know how I sound when I was in chorus, but I didn't get a crowd in school, in Fisher School at the time. So, it's the same thing with life. I feel like music is part of our lives. Music's not going anywhere. So, I highly doubt life on planet Earth invented music or created music on planet Earth for us to beat each other at the club. Then if you think about it, we all lose. Everybody, we all boys at the club, try to get the girl dancing or whatever. And when you go to the club, there's only like 2 girls at the club. So now you're all fighting over the 2 girls because I'm the better person to get this girl. And we were friends at the club before we went to the club. We were friends before we went to the club. I don't think going to a club in the world should be that hard to do, to go to a club. When you hear club, it sounds fun. It sounds like a good idea. So when I went to the clubs around the world with my powder buddies, yes, I feel like it was my first time I ever went to a club, was in the military. first time, maybe I saw some movies, when they went to the club, but when I was a really young person, but I didn't went with my grandpa, serving my country. That, so being an American soldier means something, like, is that what's going on? Fine, it's still, everybody uses the internet every day, but still people don't know what the internet is, and you go to school for years to learn that. The whole point of a search engine is to seek out and search to you. It's a worldwide internet. Worldwide. You ever want to know what the 3 W's are when you say www dot whatever site? Because when I go on the internet, sites pop up to my computer. So how I learned if there's a site online, it's not because everybody's directed me to the positive world online in the Matrix. But I'm not sure if we're cool enough to use the cool side of the internet. I said, I don't know how far. I feel like I got pretty far in education in high school. I feel like, my teacher inspired me to take algebra somehow. And like, when you're a teenager on the wrestling team and everybody wants to beat you up on the wrestling mat in high school, you don't really focus on the school part so much. So I feel like that I'm 40. I don't understand the internet. That my teachers taught me in school that the search engine is to search the internet, to seek out, to find answers, to do research, to learn more. So it kind of makes sense if you think about it. People in the world use the internet to seek out how to get along with each other more, because back in the day, people didn't learn how to get along with each other because they didn't have enough information to get along with each other. That's the internet. So that's worldwide web internet. So I'm not trying to break the law when I use the internet. The law kind of forces you to break the law by forcing you to see things I'm not supposed to see. So, in a way, the law can be a liability to the internet because the law allows that 1% violence to be viewed online by the world, where the whole purpose of the internet is to educate ourselves to get along with each other as we did in school. And now, since we all can do all cool things on the internet shouldn't be as unsafe as you all make it sound like. There's no dark internet. It's a social media now. So if there's a lonely-ass internet site online, that lonely-ass internet site has been found by the social media part. As everybody search, that's the whole point of the internet. It's just you search the worldwide and learn each other more as people. So, but your computer gets scammed. Not everybody gets to go to the magical world online in the Matrix. Remember the Matrix movie? There's a magical world in the internet. Then everybody's enjoying the world and happy. So that's why sometimes when you watch the reality shows, and I don't like the news, because there's not that much positive stuff on the news. But somehow, with all of that 1% violence, there's a happy matrix world on the internet, and where everybody claims that they hate each other in the world, technically you really don't hate each other in the magical world in the matrix, where everybody's happy using the same sites, and everybody's having a good time, positively. I was thinking, I don't know, I'm an American. Did you know that? I feel like so far as an American, I was born in America and I was raised in America. I went to American school and everything too. So I feel like I'm an American. Okay. So what's wrong being an American? Why? Because Americans speak up. As you told me we have freedom of speech, but when I use my freedom of speech as an American, everybody seems to somehow get mad at you. So I don't know how delicate really people really are. Everybody claims they're so sensitive nowadays because they use the internet. People are sensitive because they use the internet. So, but not everybody gets to get to the happy world online in the Matrix. People scam your computer. Apparently, before we learned more about the internet taught us about the internet before we even used it. That's true. They had internet in school. So I feel like if the law is really monitoring the internet, then as to the internet should be safe for every kid to use that goes to school because the law's on the internet. So if it's safe for kids to use the internet in school, then I don't understand the hatred on. I feel like there's some conflict of people using the internet. So I really don't want to take the fall for the whole internet. You know, I feel like as I was on planet Earth for years with internet and as a person, you taught me to search the internet. So maybe, in back in my mind, oh shit, the cool kids are sending me in the right direction, and this is how the internet is. No. Somebody's scamming your computer, and since they got nothing else better to do online than talk bad about the American heroes online, and I don't understand the internet thing. Because, like I said, I have no beef to the law, but hopefully, I will give credit to the law to know that the law should know not every cop, not every person does the law know there's some crooked cops out there? I feel like the law is smart enough to know that there's, I didn't say to join the job or whatever. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to tell people do with my YouTube videos. I'm just trying to have a conversation to the world. Maybe we forgot how to have a conversation to the world online where we've been doing it for years so far. So, no, I don't know. I feel like I took enough from school to learn that I served my country means something. Being an American soldier means something. So anybody that tries to take that away from the veterans back home, saying they didn't do it, you have done nothing in your life. That's so far since I came back home from war. Everybody's tried to teach me that I didn't do enough in my life, but I served my country. And I've been making YouTube videos for years, and I feel like I was trying to do something and saying, YouTube, wow. When back in the day you had to search for actors and search for actresses and search for celebrities or search. If I never make it in the movies or the TV show land, world, Matrix, I got my YouTube channel. So if I'm the only one that watches me on YouTube channel, world, I'm okay with that. So, in a way, It's like I'm having a conflict with myself on YouTube, speaking to my back to myself. And sometimes I understand time, and time, maybe time doesn't understand me because I live on planet Earth for some reason. So over the years, I'm trying to let out my steam. You know, my grandpa died. I couldn't accept that my grandpa died because that's not what was supposed to happen back home from war. Everybody was supposed to throw down the rug when Commiso came out of the plane. That's what they did in the movie. No, I would have felt like I would have spent time with my family. You know, if I have friends out there still, you know, because you know how the internet breaks up friendships in the world because you claim the internet. You know, but no, I'm not trying to call out somebody's name and point somebody out or bully somebody. No, I was letting out words as a human being online. I really didn't let out words that much. Mostly what you heard on YouTube as a person. Because I'm a shy, nervous person in school. I tried to be cool in school, but I was still, you could tell that I was I felt like I was the goofy guy in the classroom. Yeah, maybe you didn't see my goofiness because I laughed. I understood my laughter in class. Because everybody's asking, why is Commiso laughing in the classroom? What the hell am I doing? It's not because I said something funny in my mind. That's why I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I was entertaining myself in the classroom. Because I felt like I was the kid from Wonder Years. Remember Wonder Years? That's what I was trying to say in my past. It just popped. But you ever have, it's always like that when you know what to say, but it disappears in your mind for some reason. So I was like the kid in Wonder Years in school. I said, I wonder what's going on to happen today. There's some kids going to talk to me in school. All the kids are going to talk to me in school. Somebody's going to talk to me somehow. I don't know what to say. I just want to hurry up and get to the block so I get to the classroom so I can sit down. So the teacher won't acknowledge me that I was there to call on me in the classroom. I don't know all the answers. You know, if that's what everybody expects from each other, somebody in the world needs to figure out all the answers in the world. That must be hard to do for one person to figure out all the answers in the world, don't you think? So the whole purpose of the internet is learning how to get along with each other. This is how people live over here. This is how people live over there. And hopefully everybody's up to date online, living in the future. And everybody can adapt with technology or move forward with technology in the future. And we will all have to smoke weed in the future because you have to smoke weed when we fly in outer space. So we got to save some weed whenever life on planet Earth has to fly in outer space one day. We have to have one spaceship that holds all the equipment, one spaceship that holds all the food, one spaceship that has hold oxygen or something. We would collect the researches on it. Take it with us. We're going to skip some oxygen on planet Earth to take with it. But no. This planet is more than that. When you go on the internet, you got the wildlife. We can't just leave the wildlife by themselves. Our planet Earth. So I feel like outer space is doing its best to keep this planet alive as outer space compared to how they teach you about outer space. So I feel like that the internet shouldn't be that complicated, and people shouldn't be that complicated to understand. People that uses the internet, as the teachers teach you how to use the internet in school as a kid, online. So I feel like majority of the world online are kids using the internet. So I feel like that was a cool show. Are you smarter than the fifth grader? Well, they're all fresh and new as a kid. Their minds want to absorb things as a kid. When you're a kid, you learn how to swing on a swing set at the park or at school or wherever there's a swing. And you're saying, I want to fly off of this swing and jump off of this swing and see how high I go jumping off of this swing. And everybody's like, this is not how the swing works. You're supposed to just swing back and forth. But somehow it was either between my brother or somebody, kids around me in school. Everybody wanted to see how high I could go jumping off the swing. So there was one point, I forgot what could have been in Fisher, because when you're a kid, you're a light person when you're a kid. There were times that I felt like I was going to go all the way around the swing. I got the swing. I said, I could do this, Commiso. I could get the swing so high. And there were times I said, whoa, shit, I'm going to jump off of this swing. It's pretty high now. Because I passed the pole. The swing is already past the pole. And I just said, all right, fine, I'm going to jump. And I jump off the swing as a kid. And somehow I landed almost on I landed on my feet, but I was not, whee. So, as an adult, I don't know if I can really go far now because I'm too heavy. People question you why you go to a park as an adult. And I'm like, are you serious? When I was a kid, at school, they teach you how to go to a park and swing on a swing in school. So really, majority of my life, as I give my parents credit raising me as a child, you learn everything in school as a kid. That's another question they ask me as a veteran. What did you learn when you was a kid? I don't know. We all went to school together. Did you remember what you learned when you was a kid? I said, another point of my story is, I guess, people want you to make a point when you speak a long time or something. My point is, life shouldn't be that hard. As to when you was a kid, you learn how to fly off a swing and jump off as a kid. And when you do that, wow, you feel cool. Not if people thought you was cool that you jumped off. I flew in the sky and was off of the swing and landed. And all through the school I said, this gotta make me cool as cool. Everybody saw me fly off of the swing. And I was up there sitting behind. And I don't even know if I could do it again. And that's how easy it is to get along with each other as it should be. Because you give even your kids a hard time playing at the park nowadays. So I don't know. Yeah, I feel like as a human being on this planet that I appreciate that I feel like we're going down the road that we care about each other a little bit, at least online the internet. But people do somehow get bullied. So I was the goofy guy. I felt like I didn't understand socialism or socializing this and this or socializes and I was nervous to speak because I didn't want to sound like an idiot in the classroom when I read the book or whenever I speak to the other students. So when I was in the younger classes, I was shy. I felt like I didn't speak as much. I felt like if there was kids around me and students and somehow they come up to me and talk to me and everything. But I felt like I was just zone out. When I went to school, I try to make school cool. When I went to school, I feel like there's a purpose that when you go to school, it should be a purpose of going to school, right? So, on the internet, I feel like there's kids in the world still use the internet in school. So, I'm just a disabled combat veteran after 9/11. You could call me an American hero or not, but I feel like me going to school my whole life, even in the military, they teach you stuff like in the school. So I feel like I did a lot of school, even being in the military. And then maybe that's what the question is on the internet. I took all these classes and I still don't have the meaning of life. Or what's the purpose of me going to school? I don't know what the heck I learned, and I don't know, because I only took some college courses, but I also learned life experience in the military. I have life experience serving my country. So, and I can say that as Michael Commiso. This goofball, I had a goofy, once somebody called me Scooby-Doo in school. That was my nickname through the whole school was Scooby-Doo. Because somebody called me a name. And ever since then, in the military, they called me Scooby too. So, I have a goofy person. I feel like over the years, making YouTube videos, I feel like for somebody to get up on the internet, how the internet is, where everybody gets bullied online and be called names or whatever. And I tried my best in my YouTube videos in the Matrix as a human being on planet Earth. I don't know how hard it is to live in the Matrix online nowadays, but I feel like we have some kind of better understanding of life on planet Earth online. So it sucks that people get mad at you because you turn on the computer and the number one thing you do is a search engine. So I'm not trying to break the law, but as the law should know that not every law is an honest law or honest to your job. There are crooked cops in the world. So sometimes I understand the streets on the internet. And I'm just a disabled combat veteran after 9/11 and everything as an American child, as an American kid that lived I'm still living in America now. So the majority of my life I lived in America. And only like a quarter of a time, or how old you got to do the math how long you live on this planet. So Maybe that's what it is. Everybody's sitting there making each other nervous that one day this the end. But we don't have to live like that. I feel like on the internet, we don't. We are. We 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 understand what life is on planet. So I feel like every family wants to take their family on a nice vacation, and nowadays everybody's got a GPS, and now the internet. Everybody can find where the cool vacations are online on the internet. So I don't understand the question. What's the whole purpose of the internet? I thought they already figured that out. That's why there's internet. Everybody's got internet nowadays. That's what we know what the internet is. But they come at me with questions that I'm confused. They try to make you confused so they make you look bad at court. I figured it out. They try to make you look confused at court, like you don't know what the heck is going on. Everything's my fault. And they're asking me what the whole purpose of the internet. It says a search to seek out, to find, to research, to learn each other more as people, right? People use the internet. And people use the internet. So what do people want? Online? And what does everybody want from me as a veteran back home? Because it seems like everybody's trying to get me in trouble. I don't think the whole purpose of the internet, since you all know how to hack each other's lives and scam each other, is to screw each other's lives over now because you have you taught each other how to hack or scam each other on the internet as people on the internet. So, you know, even I, as a veteran, it shouldn't be that hard to use the internet. Oh, there are few people that will go out of their way to get you in trouble with the law on purpose. That's the welcome back home for world that I have, where everybody's in the happy world in the Matrix on the positive side. You know, you ever saw 22 Jump Street? They was trying to figure out who was selling the bad drugs in college in 22 First Street movie. And he got the good side of the drug, and the other guy had he was tripping over the drug, and he was having the happy side. So that's like the internet, where everybody's claiming that there's some kind of conflict on the street, but on the internet, there's no conflict on the street. On the internet. That's how the world is in the Matrix in the world. So it's kind of hard to get along with each other if all people do is lie about everything about each other on the internet, and then you can't figure out what the heck. So where there's, wow, I felt like as a life on planet Earth, and as a person, as a human being, there should be no more conflict between us, as we should know that every human being is, I felt like you go to college to learn that human beings are one species on planet Earth. Being a human being is one type of species that live on the planet Earth. So when you go use the internet and you can't figure out who's using the internet, it's majority of the world online in outer space is human beings on the internet. Because I feel like, well, nobody knows where this planet is because it's so tiny and small, and it's like billions of years. But it seems that I feel like there's no gravity. So if a sound, you ever the sound off of this planet, they can find us because of the sound on this planet. Because the radio wave, that's why they're getting the math wrong at NASA. They try to calculate the math on planet Earth to the math in outer space. The radio wave, I feel like, yeah, I maybe not read every book, but I try to learn about space on YouTube. And it seems that since there's no gravity, the radio wave should go further in outer space than the radio wave that has gravity. The radio wave is getting pulled from the gravity, and that's how fast that radio wave is going on that planet. So how eventually, yeah, the radio, there's no gravity, so there's nothing to slow down the radio wave in outer space. So sound can probably go far without no gravity. Because they said on one of them shows, science space shows, and on the streaming world of the world, on the online of the world, in the world, at one point, we all lived on planet Earth and one world. Now there's so many worlds to live on the internet. So I'm trying to pick the world that I came from on planet Earth, where everybody was collecting Pokemon cards and everybody was cool with it, each other. Ended up around the 90s. So I collect things to try to cheer myself up. And I also collect things because I want to bring back the good days, the wonder years. Commiso had wonder years on this planet at one point, where at one point it was cool to collect Pokemon cards. Now it's not cool to collect Pokemon cards. So I don't know what timeline or the space time you got online, but I feel like we are the people. My voice as a disabled combat veteran should matter. So, I don't know. Most of the time I'm talking about too as Commiso. But if you listen long enough to Commiso, something will come out. And my sentences, and you all be like, wow, that was epic. That Commiso had said that. That was epic. I guess there's epic videos. This epic that Commiso says stuff. I didn't know Commiso speak. So I don't know if it's the pressure that the world knows that the world's online and you're all having a nervous breakdown. But I don't think that's the case because you go to the store and you know what you want because you like that cake or like that cookie, or I try to eat healthy foods, my best. I like oranges. But you go to the store because you want to get a cake or a cookie. And you like that name. That's a cool name, Kit Kat, Reese's. It's a known name online. And people buy the candy for a reason because it's tasty. And they've been making, I feel like as a company, if you made a candy that long, they know how to make that candy on the internet. So what's wrong with the internet? If the internet is a company. So I highlight up people, if the internet was bad, they're not going to go to a grocery store and try to buy the internet. Because you got to pay to use the internet if everybody in the whole world knows how to get free internet, because you all hack each other's routers or something, or Bluetooth, or whatever heck the world you Matrix people do online. So, I was just trying to make good videos to cheer myself up. And when I was a child, raised up in Ewing Township, I was born in the United States and state of New Jersey. So I feel like I was raised up in New Jersey as a New Jerseyan dude in New Jersey. So sometimes I feel like there's a halftime that goes off in my mind and I forget what I said because some type of halftime. So maybe one day I figure out how to put some halftime videos at the halftime and I come back. to the world saying, hey, you know, I don't know if I'm as cool as the halftime on the internet, but at least you have people that try in the world, right? So I feel like the internet is trying. So if people all lie about each other on the streets that we hate each other, I don't think people use the internet. So settle down, not trying to be mean in my YouTube video. But it sucks that we live on this planet together as a human being species, and you look at animals and you try to figure out how a tiger get along with a lion. They should be fighting all the time. Tigers and lions in the wilderness should be fighting all the time. But somehow tigers and lions get along with each other. And you're like, they're different type, same kind of kitty cat. You can't really play with ball thread with the kitty cats in the forests, in the jungle. They're big giant kitty cats. You know? It's not their fault. They're just big giant kitty cats. So I don't know if everybody wants to pet a tiger and a lion. But we have house kitty cats on planet Earth. We know how to get along with the house kitty cats as a human species. So what's wrong with, why can't we get along as a human being with the other human being on the internet? Like, you're in the same species. You're the same. So I think that's what distractions. I probably can say a lot of cool things, but that's what's messing up my mind, trying to figure out what's wrong with everybody. And I'm tired of figuring out what's wrong with everybody. Anymore, I don't care. I care about people, but I'm 40. When can I live my life? You all say that I'm an American hero and serve my United States country. But every time I try to just do what you said to do, is search to be a better man. You search the internet to be a better man in the future. We forgot how to be a human being. We have to go search it on the internet how to be a human being. That's how long human beings been on the internet. But that's not what I'm being told. I feel like they don't try to teach me that the internet came out yesterday. But if we all, there's no way. We're like some kind of cyborg now. Well, once we was human beings, but now the internet, we're all cyborg. So, I don't know. I just want to take a breath, and we're trying to relax. I'm trying to search everything all the time and trying to figure out what's wrong with me. Because when you go online, it should feel like you're going to like a theme park or a Disney World. When you go on the internet, it should feel like you're going on in Disney World or Disneyland. Mickey Mouse is there on the internet. You got Ronald McDonald. You got some characters over the years you came up as a human being on planet Earth. There's some cool characters on the internet. So, I don't get it. I don't get people. And I don't know if I was born on this planet to try to get people. Is that the meaning of Michael Commiso? Because I want to take time for myself. You know, when I was at war, I didn't have time to put all that shower stuff and put on your skin so your skin dries out, won't dry out. I sweat a lot. I think that's what's only, I think I just got poor skin because I sweat a lot. So I got probably super dry skin. I didn't even get a chance to figure out what do you need to take a shower in America. They smell good. And where their the skin is so smooth. Just in America, you can make your skin so smooth. Back in the day when you was a caveman, your skin didn't have to be so smooth. Your skin had to be tough and survive the wilderness in the cave. They didn't have smooth skin in the caveman land on the internet. But now, everybody gets to have smooth skin after you take a shower. So, I can't keep up with the streaming world. I want to, like that. I feel like that's how the internet should flow. The internet should go like that when you use the internet. And you're like, I hope this wave will take me in the right direction when I go down so I don't know. Maybe sometimes I worry about what people think of me. But then there's times saying, well, I think it's too late. It's too late for me, so if you worry about what people think of me, all the videos are made over the years. So, and I'm like, well, I make videos because when I was a kid, when I was living in Ewing Township, and still living in Ewing Township. Huh? I forgot what I was going to say again, because my mind turns off. We can do this. I feel like we can do this. We can do this, Commiso, together. And we somehow come together, work together, Commiso. We can do this together, Commiso. That's how I feel as a veteran. Come on, Commiso. Try not to figure out what's wrong with everybody back home as a veteran. Because you got along with the battle buddies. You know, for a guy like me in America, living in New Jersey, that, I felt like it was a miracle that I went to my first duty station and got along with it. I was shocked that I got along with all my battle buddies in my first duty station. Yeah, I learned how all them, me working at the CMR, the mail room at my first duty station, I got to learn, I looked all the names, in my company. I don't know how far. I apologize, I didn't get, I felt like I could have recognized the names from the battalion, at least. Because when it got to the war, they somehow switched all the cup, somehow they kept the company together when we went to war, but somehow they mixed up all the units with it, and everybody went to a different part of, not everybody that went to war, or, I think that's why the military does that. They try to confuse you as a soldier, They switch everything up. We're going to put this person over here, we're going to put that person over there, we're going to put the company over here, then we're going to put this company with this company, then we're going to put this battalion with this battalion, then we put this with the company. So I apologize if I could have recognized all the names at the war. So I don't know if that's the internet. Everybody's trying to figure out who's everybody's name online. That'd be hard as hell. They said there's geniuses that can remember a certain number, or remember certain numbers, or remember certain days, remember certain months. So there must be a genius that can remember all the names in the world. You can do it, and it's not me. But when I went to my first duty station, I was a teenager somehow still. I was still 19, 19-ish. Maybe I'll turn 20 around the AIT part. Maybe. No, I think I turned 20 when I went to my first duty station. So I was a young chap in America that served my country. And I didn't know what everybody would think of me. But I got along with my battle buddies because I was just, the military must have taught me how to speak to other people. Well, I guess they did because they had the classes how to speak to other people as a soldier, as a civilian. I took a lot of, I lost count how many classes I took in the military. But yeah, I mean, I remember pieces here and there. So I feel like everybody came to me back home and asked questions to them. I don't know. I think that people that know more about the law, and since they know more about the law, they know how to use the internet to where, like, wow, this person knows how to use the law, and somehow he's not getting in trouble online over the billions of nudity that's on the internet. Is that because they're saying you can monitor the internet? I think it'd be, as the law, a privilege to monitor the internet. So you're there for a reason. That's the law on the internet. So everything should be safe on the internet. That's my conflict of everybody's trying to bully me and mock me or whatever, blackmail me as a soldier back home. And what type of people would do that to an American soldier at the time? So I don't know how crooked the world really is, but I don't think everybody's a bad guy in the world. But I don't understand the hatred. So that's what distracts my mind. I feel like I can draw again if I can stop thinking about the world. I didn't try to think about the world. You put the world in my hands when you use the internet. So I highly doubt people go turn on the internet or computer, go online to find out more about why we hate each other for no damn reason, as that once we're all human beings using the internet. So I feel like that maybe I should start writing down things more. I gotta start writing down speeches. Then I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what I meant to say. That's what I was going to say. What type of Americans or people sit online and screw your life off? I think they taught you that in the military too. I don't know. I just wanted to chill, and I don't know. That's how I feel when I use the internet. Everything shuts down when I turn on the internet. I'm saying, but that's not how we should. It should be. If it's a miracle. I don't think it's an if anymore. If we have scientists, we have scientists. Did you know we have scientists on planet Earth? I feel like when I was in school, the teachers was trying to teach me they're scientists on this one. So it's a fact that there's a miracle that there's life in outer space. Everybody just absorbed that information right now. I heard that before in one of these classes. You got to absorb the information that it's a fact, it's a miracle that there's life in outer space. So if everybody would say, wow, then that means getting up in the morning is a meaning to my life, and I'm going to enjoy my day because it's a miracle that there's life on this planet in the first place. But no, maybe it's all the questions we ask each other online. There's some kind of bullying me, kind of asking, well, I feel like Not everybody. When I was on the wrestling team, not everybody wanted me to be a wrestler on the wrestling team. I feel like only a few people. So yeah, I felt like no, not everybody bullied me in school. I'm saying I feel like few people. I don't know what's wrong with people. I didn't know. I thought that was the whole purpose of learning how to get along because we went to school, and now since we know that, that should be easy to do online in the world because we went to school and learned how to get along with each other. So I feel like I took the good quality. I feel like I'm trying my best, but everybody makes fun of each other because they use the internet. And I'm trying to figure this one out. It's cool to use the internet, but everybody's making fun of each other because they use the internet. It's cool to use the internet, but everybody's making fun of each other because they're using the internet. And this goes on and on and on and on. And your matrix that you all came up with on the internet. Yes, that's why I'm having trouble trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. Because I'm distracted off. You got the whole world in your hands. And I'm like, that's a nerve-wracking song. Get the whole, that means one person has the responsibility to take the care of the planet because everybody else don't know what to do on the internet. So maybe that's what I felt. My junior year in high school, I said, oh no, I'm going to be a senior year and the wrestling team. They're going to ask me all these, if I mess up my senior year on the wrestling team, they're not going to be my friends no more as a teenager in high school. They're not going to want to root for me on the wrestling mat no more. I said, it's Commiso. I said, they're going to put all this pressure my senior year being a wrestler. And I was like, I don't know if I could take it. I don't know if I could do it. They said they're going to get mad at me if I don't win my match today. That's how I felt sometimes on the wrestling team. Or upset with me or something. Commiso, you could have pinned that kid. I said, I know, but I'm tired. They're going to make me 160 again. You know, I was a freshman 160. So when the other freshman comes in and I'm a senior 160, they all want to beat me up now. Because they said, oh, you're a senior, that's 160? We're all going to beat you up as freshmen now. That's how hard, that's how hard it was being on the wrestling team. Yeah, so I just was making videos to let out my feelings. Maybe that's what's wrong, why people can't get along with veterans or veterans can't get along. I don't know. There's some kind of conflict. That's what they was trying to teach me that veterans had back home for war. And so far I feel like I feel that as a veteran. There's some kind of, they're pushing me away as a veteran back home sometimes, I feel like. So I gotta let out some feelings as a veteran. You know, over time things get to me too, you know. I'm a human being. I felt like as a veteran over years online, I'm still a human being. You know? And I feel like using the internet should be some type of magical place for human beings to use on the internet. But no, everybody gets bullied about something. And somehow you decide to sit there and call me a name and bully a soldier after 9/11. And that's another thing I'm trying to figure out myself. So I don't, the whole purpose of the internet is to search the worldwide internet. So I feel like that. People have been searching online for years now. So I try not to. I feel like I'm a positive. I may not fit in as everybody thinks I do, or I really feel like shit. Like me having speech impediment, I'm never going to get this in society. So I'm going to be that guy in the Into the Wild movie. I said I'm going to say if I was going to find a way to live in Alaska and get internet and live in Alaska and have a good day. But no, that's another thing. Using the internet. It's like, damn, it hit the wall. I hit the wall and I felt like I hit the wall when I was on the wrestling team. That movie Hit the Wall. It's like, when you're running a marathon and you just want to run, you only one that ran the marathon, so you got PT, you got foot running. You say, if you run a marathon, you don't have to do PT today. I said, oh, cool. That's a good idea. So I ran 10 miles. The marathon was for a charity for cancer. So I ran 10 miles super fucking fast so I could get to the DFAC and get reference to make a formation, to make it to the multiple to everybody else. So I ran so fast in the multiple. So if I run this marathon really fast, I can sit down and I go to the DFAC and get some breakfast right now. That's what I was thinking when I was running the marathon. And once I got done the marathon, I almost passed out. I felt like I was going to pass out because I ran so damn fast to try to get the damn execution. I said, there's people running past me. I said, why do you run? I feel like I'm going pretty fast. I never ran a marathon, but all that marching I did and all the running I did in PT, this 10 miles should be easy. And I was like, what's up? What? Somebody passed me with a stroller. I said, what the hell? I felt like I was running fucking fast for hours. I was running fast 10 miles for hours, and I say, how's everybody running past me? So I try to run faster. They said, there's no way this guy's running past me with a stroller. So I try to run faster. So I don't know how fast I ran the whole 10 miles, but I felt like it wasn't hours, but it felt like half an hour. I took it or something, and I got to. It felt like it took a half an hour to get. It felt like hours I went to bed. It's like, I'm not going to make it, man. And there's the finish line, and everybody's running even faster. I was like, what's wrong with you guys? I just ran this whole thing super fast. So now I was like, oh, I got to pass these people now because they're running faster than me. So towards the finish line, I was like, oh, I must have a bad time. Because everybody's got faster than me in the whole damn race. So I was like, I sat down. And once I sat down, I felt like, whoa, I felt like my whole body, I was going to pass out. Everybody got medals. Everybody in the marathon. I forgot to get there's a thing you put on the ankle so you could tell the time, how fast you was running the marathon. And I didn't feel like running. They was about to start the race or the marathon. So I didn't have time to, I was like, oh, nobody told me I had to get one of these things. So I just ran it anyway without the ankle thing that tells the time at foot, right? So I decided I need to hurry up and go to the DFAC, go get some breakfast so I don't have to rush to get to the motorpool. I can just, chill. I can skip and walk to the motorpool. So I feel like I try. I try in life. I try. At least I try. You gotta give me the chance to say that I try in life. So I don't know if I had haters when I was on the wrestling team, but not everybody's nice to Commiso. And I feel like I'm not part of the crowd. I'm not part of the crowd or anything. I'm not hip enough. I'm not part of the style. I'm not part of the crowd. I'm like, man, but at least I ran a 10-mile marathon for a charity. And the reason why I didn't get a medal is because I forgot the ankle. They didn't know what time I ran. When they finished, everybody's getting trophies. Wow, you're good. You did it. Because there was like a running team. Apparently there was like some kind of special running team that was doing a marathon too or something. So, but I felt like I don't think I was first in the marathon or second or third. But I felt like I was up there. I said, I should get a medal too. But no, I didn't get my ankle bracelet. I said, I was around it. I felt like I was around the same time as the other folks. I came in. I ran super fast. I only ran a marathon to get out of PT. Then I taught me a lesson. Don't get out of PT. It's a trick. It's a trick. You're about to run 10 miles in the marathon. But I got done. I got done for PT. I got done for everybody. They're still doing PT, but I just got done running the 10 miles. So I had time to go to the barracks to take a shower. I was like, I was like, oh, I got like all these minutes to get to the defect. And I still got time to get to the motorpool. And nobody's around. When they gave me my own room, they finally gave me my own room in the military. I said I could take my time in the shower. I said I took my time in the shower. And then I'm like skipping to the motor pool, running down the side. I don't even have to run. I felt like I was skipping to the motor pool, skipping to the deep back. I said, oh, I meet up with some of my battle buddies there. I said, oh, hey, how you doing? You getting food too? I'm getting breakfast at the defect too. If you could go ahead and sit down together at the table. Everybody, we get breakfast. And Commiso said, okay, I go with you to get some breakfast. You want to get some breakfast? Commiso said, okay, battle buddy, I'm going with you. You're going to save me a seat when I get there. That's how I felt when I was eating at the military in the barracks. Because on the weekend, if you don't have a hangover, they encourage you to get out of bed on the weekend to even get breakfast. You know? We got to make it. We ran out of money. We just party all this time and went to the club where we don't have any money to get off the base. We got to go make the breakfast at the defect. Because when you're a private and you came out of base trade, you got some money in the account going to base trade and AIT. So in stores, there's the PXs. Apparently, they have big PXs in the military I didn't know about. So there's one PX like was going to the mall in Germany, and they got all this camcorder. I said, I need a camcorder because I'm in Germany, and I want to film. And I want to take pictures. And I want to experience maybe serving my country. And I'm in Germany. I never went to Germany before. It's going to be so. So I went to the beach. I bought a camcorder and I just started filming things. And I bought one of, I guess it was still roll-up cameras. No, I had bought one of the cameras that wasn't digital, but it was still kind of digital, but not really digital. So it was a camera before the digital cameras, whatever camera that was. And I just took a whole bunch of pictures everywhere I went. I took pictures of in that country. I took pictures in this country. I took pictures in that country. Every country that I went, I was, and I never take it because I was Commiso from New Jersey in America. A poor boy from New Jersey, from Trenton in New England, and these are still Trenton in New Jersey and Ewing, and somehow I'm in London with my battle buddies. You know, when we got done serving our tour at war, they gave us a month off, and everybody took the month off to go home in America because they just got done the war. And I really wasn't really thinking about that. I didn't know you could. I was thinking, what's the next time I get a chance to travel Germany and Europe? So I took the whole month and all the money that I made at war, I spent on traveling to all the countries. And I'm glad I did that because to save up to travel is hard to do, you know, unless you have $1 quadrillion, and you could just pick up one day and go to Amsterdam on the same day, and then you can afford it. You have to time these things and budget. They teach you how to budget. They try to teach you how to budget as a soldier in the military. So the whole month, and not all my battle buddies went back home. So I just hanged out with the battle buddies that took the whole month in the barracks. There was not a lot of people in the barracks. It was quiet in the barracks. So I felt like, you know, I felt like, oh yeah, my roommate stood back with me as everybody was thinking of, my roommate was thinking of going back home for a whole month. But I guess he did the same thing I was doing. Few of my battle buddies stuck around and took the whole month. So then once we did that, we helped each other out to pay for the plane, to pay for the hotel. The main thing when you travel is the hotel and the plane. And once you get there, everything should come together because they teach you how to travel cheap. They have in Europe. They have you could take a train everywhere. You could take you take a train in the United States. You could take a train to anywhere in the United States. I feel like we accomplished that in the 1800s in America. But in Europe, you can take a train to the other countries because all the countries are so close together. So they try to teach you to take a train because it's only like to get to Germany or to the other country. It's only like 20 euros or something, maybe like 20 euros or something like that. The further you go, the more money you have to pay because you're going further away, I guess. That's a simple math system. So my battle buddy stuck around with me, and it was not crowded in the barracks, and the whole month we didn't have nothing to do. So we turned all our gear in from war, you keep some of the gear, the uniform stuff, but you have nothing to do. We came back to the motor pool, and there was nothing to do because somebody's idea said we should take everything in the motor pool. So when we came back, since we packed everything up from the motor pool, there was nothing to do when we came back to the motor pool because there was nothing in the motor pool. We gave everything. So, why was this? They fill out the paperwork, take them on. There you go. Hey, yeah, I'm free. There you go. So I feel like once you gave the pass or the month or the go, so I was like, I all these years in the military, I got a pass for a month. What can I do? It's like I gave the paper to the commander or the first sergeant in the office, and I felt like I wanted to run out of the office because I was free and I could wear civilian clothes all this time. So I ran back to the barrack and I said, I'm free for a month. So I just say, where I'm going to go. So I went, battle buddies to these countries, and I went to battle buddies with this country. And everything. And we just help each other out. And we just hang with each other as battle buddies, do all the kind of do whatever. But battle buddies still in the other countries. So that was cool to do in my life. So I do miss traveling because it's cool that we could travel that far for one, you know. In outer space, it's harder to travel because everything is measured. Well, everything is super fucking far away in outer space. That's what the scientists say that. Everybody keep asking, well, how come time is different in outer space? As a scientist, I just want to say that it's because everything's so fucking far away in outer space. So that's why there's billion light years. Not on planet Earth. It was thousands of miles to get somewhere. So it's cool that I served my country, and every battle buddy that got to know Commiso in the military or hang with me, or I just miss being young chap in the military. And hanging with my battle buddies, because I felt like once you get to know somebody, right? I felt like once they got to know Commiso, they were like, we got to pack Commiso. When we go to war, we make sure we take Commiso with us. He's going to be I was the jester at the castle for my company, and whoever other company that knew me in my company. So I missed the whole company. I got to know a lot of soldiers that was lingering around me when I was in the military. Lingering around me. And we went on a lot of convoys together as battle buddies. I went on a lot of convoys too, you know. Remember, they said to make sure you take Commiso with you. So I felt like the reason why I went on convoys is because they needed Commiso to come with us. So you're going to entertain us. And everybody's in the convoy just wondering, what is Commiso doing now in the convoy? And you're the one that made me the gunner. Oh, I said everybody at war is worried about, oh no, Commiso's there's the gunner in the convoy. I said anybody that's going to fire at me, I want to figure out, I'm going to fire back. That's what I was saying. I figured out the rules of engagement and said, who it was, if they're shooting at me, I'm going to shoot. So all through the convoys, my finger was on the thumb. And everything that moved in the distance, I said, you better not fire. I see things super far. I saw something's going far. I said, I ain't ready. Hey, something's going on over there. I see something. So they said, scan your surroundings. So I said, this is a test. And sometimes I said, this is a video game. Well, I can't sit down. There's a reason why they gave you a strap to sit on. It's because they really don't want you to sit down all the time. They just say, so I said, fuck it. They can't see me. I'm too short. I barely past the shield. So I just stayed behind the shield and everything, and I was like, so I felt like they put a lot of responsibility on Commiso when I was at work. It's not easy. Everybody think it's easy to serve your country. It, once you get to know your battle buddies, maybe it's easy to serve your country, but you still face in the same situations as everybody else at war or whatever's going on in the world and why people fight. But I'm not trying to pick fights with everybody. I feel like people don't understand me as a veteran, or not just being a veteran, very, as Commiso. It takes a long years to get to understand Commiso. Once you get to know him, then you understand Commiso. So, but that's not how the internet works. So, it sucks that I feel like keeping this planet going and our future and everything, all we have to do is sing kumbaya around a campfire on the internet and melt marshmallows and try to make s'mores. It's like Santa movie. Everybody should just sit around a campfire and try to make s'mores in the world, and then they will understand. It doesn't even make any sense why people fight on this planet anymore. I feel that for being a caveman online, how life was so hard to be a caveman, where everybody's capable of keeping each other alive in the world together as one. But sometimes people, I don't know. I was just trying to use the internet. That's what I feel like the internet is just, people just try to use the internet and somehow the internet is like, whoa, what's going on? That's how I felt. And I'm like, I'm just trying to use the internet. That's all. Where I'm like, well, nowadays, you don't have to go to college to learn a trade, to learn something online, to have classes. Well, I guess you do have to go to college. If a college professor, yeah, maybe you're not in that class online, but you can still, you can watch YouTube and listen to the professors. And I'm like, I'm not even in this class right now. I don't even think the teacher knows that I'm watching the video on YouTube. That's it. You all had to pay to get in here in this classroom right now. I can watch it free on YouTube. Everybody pays to go to college. I'm like, man, I'm looking around. I feel like I'm in the classroom, and I'm not even in the classroom, so I'm looking around in my room like I'm in the classroom when I'm listening to the professor. I said, wow, I can just see, and I can watch the video again. If I didn't understand the video the first time, it's called rewind, fast forward, stop, go. And that's how easy the internet is. I said, I got to watch this video again. I understand some of the things, but I try to figure out the math part on relativity. I watched the online course for Stanford, and this guy professor was trying to teach the class relativity, and I'm gonna sit and be like, well, you can see me now, and then I'm taking this class. So, and that's how cool the internet should be. And people fight in the world. It must be something stupid as hell if you really think about it. Because we overcame everything from our past. And so I feel like if everybody has the capability to use the internet and capability to have a good life, we have the resource, we have the technology and the medicine, we have the sciences to make better medicine and all that. Everything you think of online. So life on planet Earth shouldn't be that hard. So that's why I miss my battle buddies. No matter how hard you try to look at the situation as me being a veteran online and me being Commiso online, or whatever, how you all look at me online. But I don't think that's how it should be. Because we are taught in school to get along with each other. So I feel like that's what I was trying to do in every class. I said, I don't know the coolness of the coolness of the coolness, and because each generation got some different type of coolness to it. But you leave out, I feel like you leave out people to the coolness of the generation. So not, when the 80s was around, not everybody got to party like it was the 80s. I guess that's the theme now. So I guess you can, if you think about it. You can make the theme 80s, you can party in the 80s, but it won't be the same for that person that wanted to party at the time when everybody else was partying in the 80s. That's the point I'm trying to make. So, what the heck is wrong with this generation? I don't know. Because I'm part of the internet too, so I'm part of the generation too. I said, oh, everybody was chilling in the 60s, I felt like. Well, majority of the world, people were chilling in the 60s. Well, they tried to party and chill in the 60s, then they tried to party in the 70s and chill, and they tried to party in the 80s and chill. So I felt like majority, we just want to chill. We just, as people online, we just want to chill when we use the internet. To chill. So, I'm trying to chill on the internet, but I'm from the 80s, and somehow with the matrix going on in the world on the internet, I got confused as a child from the 80s to the 90s and on the internet, and what's the internet? Oh, it's that thing. The internet is that thing you use in school. Oh, well, now you tell me. Oh, that's what the internet is. Wow. And now everybody's got internet. So we are capable of learning how to get along with each other as to, hey, it seems like not everybody's understanding what this professor's saying, and they're in the classroom, and I'm not even in the classroom, and I get what they was trying to say. I just couldn't, he was writing too fast, and I couldn't write down the notes too fast, even when I was watching the video. Slow down. I gotta figure out the math on the board. I'm getting what he was saying about relativity. I was just zoned out trying to figure out the math problem on the board. Because to understand relativity, you have to also understand the math part of relativity. No, I think you can understand relativity without math. They use math to try to say the difference, how more numbers there are in outer space than the numbers on this planet. So they're trying to use the numbers on this planet that we came up with in math and trying to calculate outer space. But when I listened to the professor at Stanford on YouTube, he was getting frustrated because it seems like he was just trying to say there's math and relativity. I don't think he really wanted everybody to learn the math part. He was saying that this is the reason why they try to use math to explain relativity, because relativity is used math. And I guess that's why people can't understand relativity, because they're trying to calculate relativity. And you can just see relativity. So the professor was getting upset every time somebody raised their hand in the classroom and said, does everybody understand what I'm saying and what I've written on the board and everything? And you see somebody raises their hand in the classroom, said, I don't think the math is right, professor on the board. And you could tell the professor got upset. They said, what? They told me I could teach at Stanford. How the hell my math is wrong? Oh, because he was trying to make a point. He was trying to teach you relativity. Yeah, I guess eventually you're going to have to learn math and relativity, but it was funny because he was trying to teach relativity. And he got somebody saying, there's something, I don't think that's right, the math. And he was like, in his mind, he's saying, do you understand what I'm saying, though? Because you always can fix the math problem I think that's the whole point is, we always can fix the math problem on the board. But do you understand what I was trying to say about relativity? And the professors get mad. He was like, all right, now I got to erase everything and try to explain this part of the algebra again. Because he didn't write down, he didn't. And I'm just sitting there watching it, and I was getting entertained. I said, well, at least I'm not even there. I'm laughing. It must be hard. They're taking college courses. They're all stressed out, like everybody's stressed out. The professor's stressed out, taking the course. The students are stressed. Everybody in the whole college is stressed out. That's when you explain college, it seems like you're saying, shit, it's so stressful to go to college, you might as well be happy that you graduated from high school. Is it all right? I'm fine. I said, well, they make you, when you graduate high school, they give you something. They give you something in high school, and they're like, what is this thing? This must be, I got the golden ticket to go further in life in high school, further than high school, because they gave me this in my hand. You know, when I ran track, and when you run track, you do it like with a team, and you got to hand the little tall thing, the little metal thing, say it's okay for you to run because you gave me this thing. I said, come on, give me. Oh, they've got past me. Oh, why are you taking so long? Give me the damn thing. And they finally give me something at the end of high school, and he's like, oh, do I run now? Do I have to run off the stage? They said, give me this little baton, little rolled-up thing. I don't even know what the heck it is. It's like, Michael Commiso, come get your thing. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be happy. I'm like, wee. And you graduated from high school. When you graduate from high school, parents are proud of you, everybody's proud of you because you graduated from high school. Everybody makes a big deal that you graduated from high school. And they give you a little baton thing to run through and track. And then I'm 40 years old. We were supposed to take off right after high school. I said, oh crap, I don't know what to do at college after high school. I know I'm good in art, but if they have art in college, I don't know. They didn't teach me enough about college. They just gave me this auditorium briefing about college and saying everybody can make it. Good job after high school. Yay, you get signed into college. Because they gave me a little thing in high school. So I was so happy. I was so happy. I said, what is this? Well, I don't think mine was rolled up. They gave me, mine was like one of the flippers. I had the flippers, the fold overs. I got it, but tell us. Do I show everybody that I'm on stage? I don't know. I just grabbed the thing and said, I'd make it off the stage. But they realized Commiso was in the class. Where's Michael Commiso? Nobody knows. And That's how good. So now I'm 40, and it seems like everybody's getting screwed with the laws. No matter how hard you try to do the right things, and by the law, somehow the law comes and finds you and screws you over. So now with the internet, it's like they do randomly select the 90% of the same people feel like at the same party. I feel like relativity is online that eventually, if you don't, everybody's going to be at that party on the interview. So if you don't get the math on the board right now, at least you got the part where I'm trying to teach you. That'd be fine with me. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Because to calculate, I guess, more problems, I don't know. Math is a hard subject. So they try to put a harder, subject with even a harder subject trying to figure out. I guess you have to have an imagination to figure out what relativity is. Albert Einstein said you have to have having an education is good, but you have to also have an imagination. I read that somewhere about Albert Einstein. It's good to have the education and be smart, but it's also even better to have an imagination. So maybe we don't have enough an imagination to understand relativity. So imagine being a tiny seed. You're a tiny seed in our planet is the size of a tiny seed. So imagine you won't feel everything. You're too small to feel every force that happens in outer space. So it's hard to feel relativity because our planet's so small. I bet you feel relativity when you go on like Jupiter or Saturn, the one that's moving super fast in the galaxy. Because that's a bigger planet. And the speed on that planet is moving faster than the speed on planet Earth. So how can something that follows like an ozone layer to a galaxy, our planet is in the galaxy. So you'll figure all the planets should be the same speed because we're in a galaxy that's being spin. There's a gravitational pull around the sun, and we're getting the old galaxy, our all planets should speed up the same and slow down the same because they're in the galaxy. And since our planet is so small, I feel like we can't feel how fast our planet really is going, even if we calculate the seconds on planet Earth. So I feel like you said Albert Einstein wants to ride a motorcycle at the speed of light. He will be so small that I feel like you will see you're moving so fast that you can see all of outer space in a second. And how big outer space is because you're moving at the speed of light. You won't be able to, it's because you're so small to feel the speed of light, riding the speed. If somehow we be able to ride the speed of light, we're moving with the speed of light, so we won't feel it. But we are moving so fast that you can see everything in outer space because you got to that place before the speed we usually go. So you figure, we're riding the speed of light, and everything's going to be in a blur. We're moving so fast that everything is in a blur and we won't be able to see anything, and there'll be some kind of funny looking colors running together because they're moving so fast. But I feel that since we're so small and tiny and we're keeping up with speed of light, we will be able to see more faster as moving slower than speed of light, because we can keep up with speed of light and keep up what we see before everybody else. We can't. We're moving too slow. So we won't be able to see everything and keep up with the speed of light. So the speed of light can see, but I feel like things can go faster in speed of light. There's no gravity, but there's gravity. So I figure out outer space. There's gravity. They said there's no gravity in outer space, but they discovered the black hole. That force of that gravity is everybody's going to float around because that gravity is taking all the gravity out of the air and out of space, going to the black hole, and it's so powerful. It sucked all the gravity in outer space so we could float around in outer space. So it is like a vacuum cleaner. We're just on a dust ball floating around because the vacuum cleaner is sucking up all the gravity, and we're all floating around in the. And I think it's more than that, though. Because outer space is so huge that outer space has enough space to break down elements. That's how huge it is. So space has the science, as we had to come up with the science on this planet. Space already has the science to break down the elements and has enough space to break down everything, as to metal, to water, to dirt, to whatever type of element it is, or whatever particle, or whatever atom, or whatever. Because outer space is so huge, it has enough space to even break down an atom or everything. So I feel like I get that part of outer space. But I feel like when I watch Star Trek, I didn't get to watch all the episodes. It's just so many Star Trek shows. I apologize. I didn't watch all of them. And like, if we can ride the speed of light and see everything, that means we should be able to fix everything before it breaks down in outer space. So maybe we'll have to accomplish traveling in the speed of light in outer space, because it's billion light years to get to anything. But then we have to worry about the bigger planets and what type of aliens are in outer space. So do we want aliens to travel that fast to get to our planet? Yeah. That's what I felt like I learned from Star Trek and Star Wars. When I watched the movies and the shows, I said, damn, every time a new episode of Star Trek comes on, there's a new type of alien on that show. So once you got used to that type of alien on the ship or in Star Trek, or that planet, there's some other alien in outer space. So I feel like I won't be able to keep up all the aliens. So, if there's that much conflict in outer space, I will hopefully feel that. I guess you have to have a sense of humor to go to college. Because you're a high school kid. You joke around with everybody else in high school. You have to have some sense of humor in college. because they get through the class. Because everybody's like, well, we get the part where this part, but we don't get that part in the class. And everybody's stressed out. And even though you know the answer, because you've been taught the same question and answer over and over again, because that's what the professor was upset. I taught this goddamn algebra yesterday. I felt like so I keep teaching the same algebra over and 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 over. So I understand the professors at college teaching the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. Now you got to teach the same thing the next year to the different students. And now you say, oh crap, somebody's going to answer that question. I felt like I put this goddamn algebra math over the years to say that I should be able to get it. So we got to put some music in the classroom when you get your teeth pulled out or it's time to go to the dentist. We got to play dentist music at the college. We walk down the hallways in the classroom. That's what the professors, it's like pulling teeth. When I go try to teach this class, it's like trying to pull teeth from everybody in the classroom. So I might as well play the music when I walk down the hallway. This song will relax me before I teach a lesson today at this college. That's the benefits of teaching at this college. I got relaxed. This song, then everybody's falling asleep in classroom because everybody's listening to it. And it's relaxing everybody and everybody's asleep. And you don't care. That's a professional. Because you got music today and you get to dance and sing and everything. Well, it should be the internet, man. You go online, it's like you got to put the dentist music online. When you play it, you use the internet. I am a human being, and you're a human being. And we're all human beings when we use the internet. So hopefully we got that part settled online. We accomplished that. Majority, hopefully, majority, not the aliens from out, and every alien on Star Trek figure out how to hack our satellite. And everybody's trying to figure out what the heck's going on planet Earth. I hope it's not that serious going on here, right? But I just want to research. I do want to use the legal internet. I do want to pass the grade and get an A and B in classroom online too on the internet. But when having combat PTSD and anxiety and panic attacks, stressed out, I smoke medical marijuana for a reason as 100% disabled combat veteran. I'm trying to get on the same level as everybody else online chilling, and everybody's chilling and okay with the 1%. Why we hate each other? I said, well, if we could fix that 1% of why we hate each other, everybody in the world would be happy using the internet. So if I can figure that out, then I'll be happy to use the internet too one day. But you gave all these problems to me back home. I got combat PTSD. I got depression, anxiety, sleep disorder. I'm still up. Last time I checked my YouTube. And while veterans got all that, I guess what they say, you got all that stuff on the plate in your life. You put more pile of stuff on your plate to the veterans. So I'm trying to breathe. I feel like Commiso's trying to breathe for the first time. When I was a kid, I had asthma when I was a kid. So I feel like I'm having trouble to breathe again. Or I got allergies. It says that's the internet. Once we all learn how to breathe again on the front, oxygen is cool. You may all go to the classroom and try to be cool and try to put down oxygen when you were a kid. I don't care if you have to learn about oxygen. Oxygen's not cool with me as a child in the classroom. They try to tell me oxygen's good for me too when I was a kid. It's not making me cool in this classroom to learn about oxygen, is it? No, it's not. So now we're everybody's shit. As an adult, thank God there's still oxygen on this planet. The key elements of life, well, is right here on planet Moon. So why would we destroy this planet? Well, we got the key elements to have life in outer space. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, when I watch Fred Tate, a kid is a genius. There's kids. We have kids that are geniuses now. Maybe they couldn't figure out what a genius was when they're back in the day. They didn't. I don't know when genius was invented in the dictionary. It doesn't date every word when it was invented in the dictionary. Don't say that. Now they're going to make the dictionary even bigger because Commiso said they should put the date when that word came out, that date of time. But I'm not out to outshine people online. I felt like when I was a wrestler, I wasn't trying to make people look, if that's why everybody try to beat me up on the wrestling mat because I'm trying to make you look bad on the wrestling mat, it's because coach told me I didn't have to get pinned. Just don't get pinned, Commiso. I said, that's an easy thing. I'm tired. I worked out on the weekends. I just got running up and down the stairs to practice last night. I was sweating all the time and I might be dehydrated. Hey, coach. Can I drink the Gatorade now? I'm dehydrated trying to make weight. So I felt like I should at least be able to drink Gatorade after you make weight because I'm thirsty. Imagine, I did a lot of matches in a short period of my life. I feel like I wrestled a lot. I wrestled in Fisher. It's probably the same schools in Fisher to you in high school. The basic. I feel like the majority of the schools in New Jersey that I wrestled. Then they put in PA. Then I think there was a tournament where there was people from other states. I think I went to. I don't know. I got hit in the head a lot on the wrestling, man. So sorry, I can't remember every match that I wrestled. But every time I was just happy that I made the coach happy. And when they gave me a medal, I was like, wow, what's this? No, I appreciate getting the medal. So, I don't know. The pressure, the coach is going to get mad if I don't get another medal at the tournament. And everybody's going to say, hey, so what you doing? Why'd you didn't wrestle the same way the freshman year? Because I was child that came from Fisher. And everybody made me believe I was good in Fisher. So I should be good when I went to you in high school. And then everything. So that's what it was. I wrestled the same right away. See, when you've been wrestling the same way in Fisher, and now you go to high school, and everything's different. Well, I got the same coaches, but I'm saying everything's different now. You're a teenager. Everybody, your parents expect more from you because you're in high school. People in the world expect more from you because you're in the high school now. That make a big deal because you're in high school. As a kid in the world, they say you're in high school now. You better act up now in high school. You better know your ways when you get to high school. As a person, no, I was a freshman. I was like, wow, a new teacher, cool, wow, new students, wow. No, I was nervous everywhere I went. And so there's, on top of the class that you're in high school, there's other types of class. So there's younger to older in high school. Younger and to older in high school. That feels when you go further in high school, you get older in high school. So you get a chance to get to the older class. And so now you're in the older class in high school to the younger class. So I was like in the hallways sometimes with my mind. But sometimes I try to feel like it's some kind of tropical vacation. This is the time to take a break now from the class to the other class. It's the hallway. And it should be some kind of tropical vacation to get to the classroom.
That's left.
Nobody's answering questions. Nobody's putting the pressure. Do you know the answer yet, Commiso? So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure the math on the chalkboard. So, if we all teach each other, life can get harder in life, and we also be prepared. That's the whole point of going to school. They said the more education and the more school you have, the more prepared you can be in life. But nobody can prepare when somebody in your family dies, right? That when somebody dies in your family or your friend dies, you know, I must have been in Commiso world over the years in my mind. I brought Commiso. And when I was your battle buddy in the military, I was still in school, in high school, when I was at war and everything. So I was like, I had to cheer up my battle buddies. There's something wrong. I feel the vibe. When you be hanging with your battle buddies that long at war, you start to feel their vibe of why they're sad and angry. So I said, I just got up one day, because when I was a kid, when I hang with my younger brother, when I was a kid, I hang with the same friends as my younger brother. So we made a friend. He was a Indian, the one in the Indian world country. The Gandhi Indian. That was his name. Was Arpit Gandhi, and he taught us how to eat vegetable hoagies, and we was friends with Arpit Gandhi, with me and my brother. And eventually, once you make friends, me and my brother, other friends come around in the neighborhood and make friends with me and my brother in the neighborhood. I felt like that was the system. But when I was a kid, whatever my younger brother was doing, I didn't care what he was doing. So we met a friend around the corner, and it was, I guess, he was in my, I think he was in a lower, since he was so smart, he was graduated with my brother, I think. So he taught us how to make videos with green screens, edit videos. So I know what it takes to make a movie. Everybody said, how to get that scene? It's because they edited the video. They broke down every scene so well. It looked like he's flying in the Matrix. in the movie because they broke down that's what our friend taught us. So since I made videos with my friend and my younger brother, because I eventually made a video with my dad and my brother, we was lip singing Sinead, They Don't Live Here No More. I wish I could find that video. That's one thing though. Everybody wants to screw each other's lives, and I got my military pictures and my family pictures, and I got full video, and I wish I had that video of me and my brother and my dad, and I felt like we made that. I felt like that would have been a funniest videos. We could have won $1 million, but I felt like that was me and my dad and my brother made that video was the funniest thing that I did. So once I learned how to edit videos and make videos online, that's what I did at war. I said, I feel like, I don't know, I just one day, because I had a routine in that war, I said, today they're going to give me some time to listen to music and sleep at war and watch some movies. So that was basically what I did with my laptop at war, was watch movies, TV shows, and listen to music at war. That was, so once I got up one day and turned on my laptop for some reason, maybe because we were talking about making videos with my battle boy, I don't know, for some reason I did this start. Well, before I went into war, I made videos in the barracks. Because when I was in basic training, I took pictures down the hallway. Every barracks, every time I went to a different base, I took pictures of the barracks in the hall. I don't know, it felt like a thing to do. I was just take pictures with it. So, I've been down this hallway in this barracks. And I took picture of the room and everything. So I felt like I did that when I went to my first duty station. I took pictures down the hallway and in the room or whatever. And for some reason, I found a video. I learned, my battle buddies taught me how to go to the PX in Germany. Because there's different types of PXs and bases in Germany. And each PX is bigger than the other one, apparently. And I only went to the tiny one. And then my battle buddies taught me, hey, Commiso, you go to that PX? You want to see the other PX, Commiso? Come on, Commiso. Come on, Commiso. Follow me. Follow your battle buddies. And we're all happy. I'm following everybody. And sometimes I feel people will follow me. I didn't even know where I was. I had to learn to travel by my battle buddies because I was never stationed in Germany before. But once we had our weekend, it felt like every soldier on base was so happy because you had a 4-day weekend in Germany. Everybody said, when I was in school, they only gave you like Christmas and Thanksgiving, holidays and New Year's. And then you get the weekend in school, and it's only 2 days. And so when I got a 4-day, I felt like I did something. I felt like I must be doing something right in the military. And I got to my first duty station, and they gave me a 4-day. Because nobody knows Commiso yet. Remember, when I was at my first duty station, everybody was in the field to be trained to go to war, and I was skipping on base. I learned where all the office, because when you're in the base, I learned where all the offices was. I knew where the mayor was. I knew where the PX was. It was a small base anyway. I learned where everybody. I saw they're on the same base, but they're in a different brigade or battalion on this base or something going on over there. When you're in this barracks, you mean something. When you're in this barracks, you mean something on base. I just felt like I was in the barracks, and I was just, I explored the time they was training and the time they came back from training and discovered that Commiso was on base. I said, oh, man. They're starting to call my name in formation now. They figure out Commiso's on base. I felt free. I was happy. They paid me every month in the military. I got to eat free sometimes, or all the time if I really want to eat free in the barracks. I thought, there was a time where my uh, squad sergeant called me, Commiso, you need to be in formation right now. I said, what? So they told me I had a weekend. They said I could go. They said you got a 4-day, Commiso. And the sergeant said, you need to be in formation right now. Commiso, everybody was wondering where you at. Commiso. I said, this time I'm at the hotel in some part of Germany. I don't know where I'm in. I just took a vacation on 4-day weekend to somewhere in Germany. Tell them I'll be back. I'll be back to formation. And the sergeant said, you need to hurry up and get to formation, Commiso. I said, oh crap. So I said, I was part of the tour. I took the tours. I said, hurry up, tour. I got to get back to formation. I ran out of money. I have to take the tour back to formation. I said, make sure you get on the bus in the morning to get back home to the base, Commiso. I said, okay. They're already looking for me. And so, I didn't know what my battle buddies thought about me when I first got to because wasn't part of the trip. They're all going to get mad at me because I wasn't part of the train. I was in the field with them at the time, training. I was back on base in Germany trying to have a Euro trip. I got to know the civilians. I got to know the barber. I said, it's easy to get a haircut on this base. I could just walk right over there and get a haircut. So I made sure I shaved. But sometimes on the weekends, you can have your beard or your mustache got to be in the regulation to the military. So I just made some kind of design on the hair. And every day, there's something popping up on my computer. So every time I use the computer, there's always something popping up on the computer. So when I was at war, they said I could use the internet at war, but the internet moves so slow. I said, the time I get to what the heck is going on, I really felt like even when I was at war as Commiso, I didn't understand the internet too when I was it moved too slow for me. I said, time I get on, I gave up using the internet. At war. I said, time I use the internet. Yeah, I said, fuck it. So I just used the laptop as a television. Because there was, I bought movies. There was a bootleg movie store at war. They had PX movies and PX music. So I was listening to the same music at the time, in the generation of the music time at war. And then when we went to the cafeteria at war, I said, wow, they really love me. My American country and American people back home care about me. They gave us all this food. So I was in the desert in the middle of nowhere, and I'm from New Jersey. And I was I could go to the buffet every day. And somehow, battle buddies following me to the cafeteria. You're going to be there at the same time, Commiso at the cafeteria, or the decaf, or decaf, whatever you call it in the military. The defag. So, what? I had my M16, and you basically make sure you carry your M16 everywhere. So they trained me, and I'm saying I just might as well I just put it over me. It is right. I just carried it. I learned how to carry it, so I carry my food in the cafeteria with my battle buddies. I don't know if battle buddies didn't know if they know what to do themselves. Well, at least every time I went to the cafeteria or the DFAC, you try to make me a civilian back home as a veteran. Maybe that's the situation with veterans. Everybody's back home as civilians and veterans are not. So I don't know if that's the issue with Commiso. But it's hard letting out feelings. Maybe that's why I don't let out feelings. It's hard letting out feelings. It's hard on my stomach. I'm stressed out letting out feelings. But when I was hanging with my battle buddies, I was just happy. Yeah, it was cool because it was like a big giant buffet. They had Chinese food from America. They had pizza from America. They had lobster from America. You could have chicken, turkey, beef, or rice, or cereal, or breakfast, eggs. Every single thing you could think of that you think could be at a buffet. They should make a buffet where every single type of food is at that buffet. Nobody will complain about the food when every type of food is at the buffet. So that's how I felt when I went to, I said, just keep up with the other battle buddies. Make sure you get up in the morning and take a shower and go get breakfast. Make sure you I just ordered the same thing in the morning. It was bacon, egg, and cheese on the omelet and whatever went with it at the time, at the breakfast time in the world. There was time, sometimes I had time to put syrup on the pancakes. Well, as long as I kept up with my battle buddies, and at one point, I got lost in the convoy. Man, I was so nervous in the convoy. They said, you have to calm down. When you take all them classes, between all them classes, the basic training, AIT, and everything, when there's a situation, you can't be nervous, you gotta calm down. So I said, calm down. They just turned. They just turned there. Should I turn there too? I don't know. So I said, Sergeant. My sergeant was sitting, because my sergeant was the radio. The battery must have died. I felt like I didn't hear people, nobody, because they wouldn't tell. I said, I know we were supposed to break up. I went into the briefing, and I was sitting there. You're supposed to have a little notebook and a little pen and write down what's going to happen in the convoy. It was that much. It wasn't that. I said the convoy's going to break up. But I didn't know what. Do I break up there? Do I turn there? Or do I go there? I didn't know. And I didn't hear the radio for a while. And it said, oh, maybe everything's good in the convoy. There's nothing going on in the radio. I said, oh, it's cool. Everything's cool. I was in the convoy and I was looking at everything outside and said, wow, they got trains over here. I didn't know they got trains in the desert. I'm from New Jersey in America. I didn't know they had trains in the desert. And I'm as distracted. I was like, I was driving so long, I just kept on driving. So I said, in a situation, you have to be calm. So I said, okay, calm down, Commiso. You're all by yourself in the desert. And I had my sergeant with me. So the first thing I did, Sergeant. He said, you gotta be calm. The way I woke up my sergeant, it was like, wow. I said, He was lost. He didn't know what was going on. And the sergeant didn't tell me anything what to do. I said, Sergeant, they just turned there. I was supposed to turn there? And the sergeant looked at me, saying, what the hell are you talking about, Commiso? Was I supposed to turn there, or do I turn around? So the sergeant was like all dark. We worked out. He just woke up like, I didn't know what's going on. So I said, calm down, Commiso. I know where they turn back there. Let me go turn around. So I turned around in the desert, and I was headed back, and all of a sudden, I see the whole convoy coming towards me. I said, Sergeant, look, we made it. And they're all beeping at me, and I was waving at the convoy. Hey, it's me, Commiso. Where you going now? So I didn't know what to do because now the convoy's coming towards me. And I said, Sergeant, I don't know. I said, it's okay, Sergeant. I saw the convoy turn here. So I turned there, and on time, it was daytime, and the sun was coming up. It was no more dark. And I said, I'm tired. So I just parked. I just said, I'm just going to park here and see what happens. And all of a sudden, the whole convoy came. The convoy found Commiso and my sergeant. I said, I'm just going to park right here. And I got out, and I was like, oh, look, Sergeant, it's the rest of the convoy. And the sergeant's like, and he had a relief and said, oh my God, I survived in the convoy with Commiso. Holy crap, I survived with Commiso in the convoy. Holy crap, how the hell? So we all met back up, and we took a break there. We drank some water. Keep making sure we're in the desert. Keep drinking water. And I sweat, so I didn't have a problem drinking water. I just knew who to drink water. And driving, even though it's a desert, it gets really cold in the desert because your body gets used to the desert. So when it gets cold out, it gets below like 50 degrees, just below 50 degrees in the desert. It's so cold at night, so you're sweating so much in the conflict. All this gear is on you, you're sweating all the time, sweating. So it's like a relief to take all the gear off of you. So I don't know, I got used to the gear, I just walked around with it on. But when you take it off, it's like, wow, your shoulders go up, everything goes up because all the weight of the gear is pushing your shoulders down, your shoulders go up, everything goes up, your stomach goes up, your legs go up, you feel taller now when you took the gear off because you got all that weight pushing you down on the desert. So I felt the reason why I get short in the future, all the weight pushing me down in the desert, I'm going to be a short veteran. So I feel like that I'm just a lost veteran back home where I was in the convoy. Everybody knew. I said, it's okay, Sarge. Look, there's the convoy. I was waving up. They're all beeping at me. They got their lights on. That's what it was. Why they got their lights on for? I thought they were supposed to not drive with lights on. So I said, and I looked at the sergeant. He's probably saying, are we dead, Commiso? I feel like we're dead. The lights are coming towards us. We're dead, Commiso. And I was like, oh, look. I'm the cowboy. Hello, everybody. You know, people that. And I said, for some reason, I just got to turn at this corner. That's where the cowboy was. And I just said, you got to just turn at the corner and everything will be back on track. Yeah, back on track in the cowboy if I turned into this corner. But when I turned the corner, I didn't know where the convoy went because they passed me.
Please just
So when I turned the corner, I didn't know where we were supposed to line up or something and get it in the count and everybody's still in the convoy or something. So I just turned, the sun came out and I see buildings and I said, I don't know what to do anymore. So I just pulled over and parked and got it. And me and Sergeant, we just sat there for a little bit and then we saw the convoy and we came walking out. Hey, there's the convoy. Because I was tired. Even Commiso and Cowboys, we didn't do like 2 seconds in Cowboys. We did hours and then days in Cowboys. It took 3 days to get to the other side. So that's how we risked. We would just drive really fast and hopefully nothing happened. I felt like that was the system what we was going through. They said, and then they gave me more responsibilities when I was at war. I said, oh, I miss working with the civilians at the map in Germany, and we get to have 4 days. And I get to hang with my battle. I miss having in Germany. I felt like everybody missed Germany. Because we went to, everybody wants to go to the club. In Germany, that's what everybody was thinking when we was at war. Imagine if we was in club with Commiso right now at the bar in Germany. What would happen next with Commiso? And I don't know most of the time if you're thinking about. I strolled through life. I would felt like I strolled through war. Strolling through. I was, I was nervous too. One day I woke up and realized even Commiso was at war. I think that was the first sergeant and my commander and my battle buddies, the sergeant was trying to teach me that Commiso, do you know you're at war? And I didn't know. I was trying. It's relativity. I was from New Jersey, and the only places I went to in summer was great-great-grandma's house and to Long Beach Island to the beach. Basically, that's the only thing we did in the summer. That's the only thing in the state of as a child in America. So when I had my senior trip, if you were in high school, I went to Disney World. I always get Disney World and Disneyland confused because Disney World makes sense, but I guess they had to make Disneyland first before they made Disney World. So when I stepped out of America from New Jersey, as I never traveled really, only really to my field trip to, well, I went on buses to go on New York trips and stuff like that, the museums. But when I went to my senior trip, I felt special because I got to go on my senior trip. Because if you do good or something, you still have to pay for the trip. So somebody paid for my trip my senior year, and I, as a child in New Jersey that only went to great-great-grandma's house to the beach, me going to Disney World, I was, man, I took pictures with all, like, the Alvin and the Chipmunks, and I took pictures of something else that was standing around in their costumes. That's every time I feel like I get to go anywhere and travel, the first instinct is, oh, I got to take a picture of everything to remember everything that happened that day when I traveled, if I take pictures of everything. So I felt like as the responsible student in my senior year, yeah, at night, I didn't realize the students could be able to go at night and do things. Because apparently, if you get a ticket to Disney World, I woke up and realized usually people have a day trip to Disney World or a certain time. But if you stayed, I looked up on YouTube and I learned, that's how I learned the secrets of Disney World. Wow, I didn't know. So if you have a hotel or you're sleeping in Disney World at night, there's things you can do at night in Disney World, and I did not know that. It's my first time at Disney World, and I went when they told me the teachers, "Oh, it's time to go." Actually, I didn't really. I felt like that's the teachers said, "You better go back to your room now." I went right to sleep. I said, "Oh, in the morning we could go on another ride when I get up in the morning. Make sure you get breakfast." So I always wake up in the morning and get breakfast. And I didn't realize you can set your own time in Disney World. You can set your own time in Disney World. So there's a time machine in Disney World. You can set your own time and wake up when you can and dance and do. But it's expensive to go to Disney World. So I forgot how long we stood there. I don't think it was a week. I felt like it was only like a weekend to Disney World. To spend time to see everything in Disney World, you probably have to take like a month. You got to take a whole month to see everything in Disney World. So you have to stay like a week at Disney World to actually get to see Disney World. So I think it was just a weekend. So in a short period of time of figuring out things in the last minute, that's how I felt when I was serving my country. I always figure out everything on Commiso. Well, you know what I mean. Experiencing something for the first time. So going to Disney World, experience it, I didn't know what you could do. And so I timed everything. This is the time to go to the pool, time to go get the food, time to go back on the bus. That's the only thing about the tourist attraction things. You got to keep up with the tourists, and you're on some kind of time. But they don't give you enough time to see all Disney World. So I was the goofy kid as a teenager that slept in the morning and woke up in the morning and took the bus right away in the morning. And then time we got back, we just went in the pool. And then I didn't know there was more rides in Disney World. I felt like I was with the students that got up in the morning. I felt I got to know. I said, "Oh, they were here before." The students that in my senior trip, I followed them because they went here before. She told me that I went, so I figured she knew where everything is. So I followed her. They said, no, I don't know where to go. When they said go on the bus, I said, how big is Disney World if they have to take a bus everywhere? I don't know. Because I was the goofy kid in school that took pictures of everything. First thing I did was take pictures when I was on the plane. I took pictures when I was on, everywhere I went, I took pictures on the plane. So me being a cowboy, if they can't tell that I was a tourist at war, I was a tourist at war, and I was just driving around. Then we went on this other convoy, and I was by myself for some reason. So where's the convoy again? And so we turned down, I don't know, I just turned down this one street, and there was like a circle in the road. So I just said, oh, circle. I see people around, it's like, I don't know who these people are. And I went around the circle, and I just went back, turned back, and saw, oh, there's the convoy. But somehow, when I was at war, I always made formation. I always was there for there. Commiso's there somehow. Commiso's there somehow. How did Commiso get here? And everybody in the whole world's trying to figure it out. And my battle buddy, Commiso, how did you get here? I wanted to see the world, man. So imagine going to Disney World your senior year in high school, and then you graduate, and you get in the military. And you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. Because they make military is so hard to do military. And it is. The basic training was super hard for me. I said, why is nobody's laughing anymore in basic training? I saw some smile in the beginning, but when the drill sergeant started yelling and screaming, everybody was sad in basic training. So I got through basic training, and then when I got in the desert, and they told me, Commiso, you're at war, you know that? And I guess I didn't want to realize it or something, I don't know. So I said, we should go back, hey, battle buddy, we don't have to live in the desert, let's go back to Germany so we can party at the clubs. And everybody was happy in the barracks in Germany and everything. But when we got in the desert, everybody was like, where's the happiness in the world? So sometimes I feel like I have to put some happiness on the internet because I really don't want to find out all the negative things in the world. I want to find all the positive. I feel like it's cool to know that the earth is round. You know, when you go to school and you're saying the earth is flat, because you're a kid as a student and you're saying the world is flat. But no, when you're in the military teaches you that the world is not flat and the world is round, Commiso, in the military. And I'm like, wow, I'm so far from home. I'm so far away. As I was living in a different country, serving my country. So, yeah, I was sad that I didn't get to talk to they give you phone calls and phone cards to talk to your family. So I call my dad. Usually my dad is around. So I usually just call my dad and tell my dad what I'm doing in the barracks. I said, Dad, we're about to go have a weekend now and just hang out and everything. And I just tell him right away, and then once I hang, okay, have a good day, or I love you, Dad. And I hang up. I said, wow, come on, man, buddies. You talk to my dad. We're good now. As long as I hear my dad's voice, we can go to the clubs and now. We can go to the club now, bad buddies in the barracks. Talk to my phone, Dad, on the phone. And I mean, as long as I hear a phone call, that's all I need. I said, as long as I hear the phone call. And I was happy. And I said, let's go. Let's do this. Let's go to the different club now. Let's go to a different bar now. let's go to a different country and party now. Every day was different. Hanging with Commiso in the barracks every day. It didn't matter. Because I was a tourist. I was a tourist at war. I said, we're in a desert. I never lived. Hey, Sergeant. We're living in a desert, Sergeant. Did you know that, Sergeant? And I had my first sergeant and commander saying, Commiso, are you okay? First Sergeant, did you know we're living in the desert? First Sergeant? No, I didn't know until I was there. And I was living in the desert. And I'm a Commiso that lived in New Jersey. And I sweat so much that I sweat every single drop of water when I was in it. So every time I had to make sure I had to keep putting water in my body because every single drop of water leaves my body living in the desert. So, yeah, sometimes I was upset too at war. And I was getting mad at myself. Commiso, stop sweating. You're making yourself look bad in front of the first sergeant because you sweat too much in gear. Stop sweating, Commiso. You're making yourself look bad. Stop it, sweating. I couldn't. Sorry, first sergeant. I could have stopped sweating at war. But it just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. So, when we came back to Germany, it felt like everybody was so happy. We had to do like one more formation to have a month off. And everybody was like, oh, hurry up. Let's march over here. Oh, some kind of high rank is saying something. Who's that guy up there? I don't know. They didn't tell me. They don't tell me everything in the military. Some high rank is saying, good job. Good job, you're doing good job, good job. I said, okay. He said, good job so many times. Can I go now? Me and my battle buddies already planned on going doing something tonight after formation. Because it's the first day of the month of, to take off the month off of the war. So, we all like, it felt like, we was like, oh, we're so close to get back to our clubs that we went to when before we went to war. Oh, do they still remember me at the club? When I was in Germany as Commiso. So I was like, oh, eager. I was like, all right, that's it. Your release, is it? And then they trick you. Once you got done with the big formation, you gotta go to a little formation to the company. No, I felt like I got free. I was free. As long as the first sergeant knows where I was, and the commander and the sergeant knows where I was, everybody, I said, here's the papers. And they all looking at it, making sure all their paperwork is done right to take a month off. And everybody's probably looking at the papers saying, where's Commiso going? Where's he going? Because on the paper it doesn't say anything. It just says, I'm going to take a month off. And I stood back in the barracks in Germany, and I got my passport, I got my bank account, and I bought some clothes at the PX when I came back from war. And they said to wear cologne. I may have cologne, but I know sometimes I don't feel like I had cologne on. I didn't have time to put cologne on to after war to go party with your battle buddy. But everybody was so happy to get the war part done. and we got the month off. And yeah, everybody, at first, I said, oh, everybody went home. Who I'm going to party with? Everybody went home in the month, in the barracks. And so I said, oh. So a few people that was in the barracks hanged with me after war. And I was happy. My roommate, well, I think it was, I'm going to spend half the time with my family back home, and the other half I come back and I spend time with you, Commiso. So a few of my battle buddies did that. They went home for half the time. And I'm going to come back the other half and hang with you, battle buddy. I said, okay, I'll wait for you. And other battle buddies just took back. And so I waited for the battle buddies to come back that wanted to hang with me. And I hang with the battle buddies that was in the barracks that stood back. And I went to Germany, London, Spain, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Austria, Amsterdam 2 times, and London, and Berlin, and Cologne, and Mallorca. I lived in Kuwait, Iraq, and in Berlin again, or Berlin maybe 1 time. There was a chance that my battle boys could have took me to Italy somehow. Got me on plane. So, and I'm back in New Jersey, and I'm like, I'm so glad that I came back home alive and get to spend time with my family and friends and parents back home in New Jersey. But I still miss my battle buddies, hanging with them, traveling all around the world, because we did, in a short period of time, traveling. We saw a lot of cool things in a short period of time. And we did a lot of, we didn't get a chance to go up on the London Eye in London. We didn't know what the heck is the London Eye. Well, I didn't know what the heck they was talking about. But they got to traveling. Tourists, that's the cool thing about traveling to Europe and the countries. They got this tourist paper. You open it up, you unfold it, and they tell you where everything is. In Amsterdam, they tell you where everything is. In London, they tell you where everything is. And Spain, there's a tourist map. There's a tourist map you get, and it's like, what are we going to do next? Battle buddy, what are we going to do next? And when I opened it and figured out what the London Eye was, I was looking for an eye. I said, all through London, I said, where's this? And you were supposed to look for an egg building. There's an egg too. You got to look for an egg building in London, in the London Eye. So all the time I thought it was some type of eye I'm looking for. But the London Eye is a big giant fucking Ferris wheel. I guess it's called the London Eye. Oh, that makes sense. It's called the London Eye because if you go on this Ferris wheel and get to the top of the Ferris wheel, you can see all London on the Ferris wheel. So I guess that's why it's called the London Eye. But as a tourist, I was looking for an eye in London. So when you travel, you always got to make sure you go to them tourist places. Like open up the little tourist map, and it teaches you a little bit about the town you're traveling. So as a American soldier serving your country as a battle buddy, I feel like it all came together because Commiso came to the barracks. Because I was happy too to get out of the barracks. We had something in common. When my battle boys got done with field training, I said I learned some places we could go, battle buddies, when you was in field. The civilians taught me where to go. I would teach you too to leave the barracks and have fun. Come with Commiso. We will have fun together. I said, I don't care hey, Commiso, you want to go play pool at the pool hall? I said, okay, I play the pool at the pool hall. And by the time we get to the pool hall, everybody's trying to get the girl at the pool hall. So I think that's why when you go to the pool hall, everybody gets mad at each other trying to get the girl at the pool hall. Well, I wasn't focusing on that. I was shy around women anyways. I was just happy hanging through the dip. Yeah, I was upset that I didn't bring love to the barracks too. Like everything. Why could we so? Why did you bring anybody to the barracks? Because tomorrow we're going to somewhere else in Germany and partying. I have to get ready for tomorrow. So every day, even on the work days, there was I like when First Sergeant had PT. I liked First Sergeant's PT. He was a happy PT taking. I said, this guy's happy. Hey, he's a happy First Sergeant. So then we all got it. I said, PT's not, it's fun doing PT with this First Sergeant. It's having fun. So I said, once they all learned that I was in the barracks, for a while I felt like I had a system. They said, cool, I'm at my first duty station. I don't know anybody, except I saw maybe one person. And maybe one person's not there anymore. Or they separated them in a different companies or something. So I did what I said. I had a room to myself. They all in the field. My first duty state. That's why I was. It was cool. I didn't care having. It was cool having a roommate. But once they taught me that you can have your own room, I was. Oh, I could change. I could decorate the barracks. I could decorate the rooms as Commiso. But once I got to know my roommate, everything came together. I felt like maybe, he's from the South. He might not like me because he's from the South. But I got along with my first roommate. I got along with the roommates that was with the other roommate, and the other roommate knew the other roommate in the barracks, and the other roommate knew the other roommate in the barracks, and the other roommate knew the other roommate in the barracks. So eventually, somebody figured out that Commiso was in the barracks. That's how I felt, because I didn't have to make formation for a while, and I was so happy. I said, they gave me some time to do some college courses in Freiburg, Ray Barracks, in Germany. They gave me some time to do college courses. I was like, oh, wow, cool. I said, I tried to took the easy classes. I said, I took like keyboarding before in high school. I pretty much got the keyboarding. So every time they said K, 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 K. I was like, I'm doing it, teacher. I did this in high school. K, 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 K. I watched that finger learn the K on the keyboard. Now I'm trying to learn Y. I said, I'm going to get an A in college course because I got this. So I took sociology and war on terrorism. So I figure I've already been training in that situation, and I've already socialized. I guess I should learn socializing with people. Well, I was like, I felt important. I was just a private, and I was carrying paperwork to buildings. I felt important when but I was in my first duty. I felt like it's special. I didn't make formations. They say you didn't have to make formations because they told me that, so that's not my fault. And I worked at this mayor room, and I got to know the civilians, and the civilians was chilling with Commiso on base. So I was like, oh, all I have to do is make sure I get up in the morning, eat breakfast, and make it to the mail room. And I get my uniform. I say, hey, how you doing, everybody that works in the mail room? How you doing?
Fine.
While everybody's in the training and field to go to war, I was in the mail room learning the civilians' names and say, hey, how you doing? Hey, Commiso, you want to hang with us this weekend with the civilians? And I said, I could do that? I didn't know I could hang with the civilians.
Say something.
I said, all right. They said, just be over here at this time in this base. And we meet up and we take off. Or they drive me somewhere in their car. Because some of the civilians had their own car. So I was driving. I felt special. I feel the wind in my hair in Germany and driving around. So I'm trying to recognize all the roads that I went on when I was driving with the civilians in the mail room. So I said, that's all for today. I had to let out more experiences as apparently and not frustration on why you guys can't fix the internet. You know, I feel like, well, if you know what it takes and you know what it takes to buy, so I don't know. I just a veteran back home. So yeah, this is your disabled combat veteran. Well, wait a minute. I forgot to show you my Hank Aaron. I bought a Hank Aaron baseball. I bought this on eBay. It's a Hank Aaron baseball. And I looked up Hank Aaron's signature before I bought it. And it looks right to me. So, and it's official baseball. So it says official National League. I didn't read signature. See, they teach you signature, but people don't really use signature. So when you start to read signature, it's hard to read it. So it's official ball, and it looks like, the more I look at it, it looks like a used ball. Because apparently, people want everything perfect signature, perfect ball, and mint condition kind of thing. Then I'm like, when I looked at the other balls that I collected, this looks like a used baseball. See right here? It looks like either Hank Aaron or somebody that hit the ball right here. See how it hit the ball and it made this mark on the ball? So this is a used Hank Aaron ball, and it looks like it got hit right here. And then if you look through the other thing, if you keep the ball and play in baseball, they keep using the same baseball. So this ball been hit right here too. You can see where the ball got hit right here. That's why they said when you handle the baseball, you're not supposed to handle with your hands. You're supposed to have special gloves to handle the baseball. And that's why you put it in the protected case. Because they don't want to damage the history that's on the ball. And it looks like this ball was in play now. And it looks like it's been hit more than one time on the ball. So that's another. The price was low, but I don't know, for some reason I said I want to Hank. I served my country. I want a Hank Aaron baseball for some. I want a Hank Aaron baseball. So it's signed. It looks like a used baseball, and it's signed by Hank Aaron. I just wanted to show you that today, and I'm waiting on the Babe Ruth baseball. I may not know everything, but I know about me. I may not know everything, but I know about me. And I wanna be me. I wanna be me. I wanna be me. But you won't let me be me. Oh, but you won't let me be me. So whatever. At least I got a Hank Aaron signed baseball. Yeah, it doesn't have a certificate or analyzed by baseball official expert looking at baseball people, but hey, looks real to me. And that's all. This is a disabled combat veteran after not Michael Commiso and the battle buddies on a lot. And I'm just trying to tell the world to lighten up. And can you please lighten up on me? Because I'm an uptight student in school that tried to get A's and B's. So I could go to the other class just to get A's and B's. To get out and go hang with my grandmom and great-great-grandmom and my mom and my dad and my brother in the summer and whoever hanged with me when I was a child. This is your disabled combat vets after not like Commiso and the bad.